In the heart of a quaint, forgotten town nestled deep within the embrace of a dense forest, a decrepit old house stood shrouded in a cloak of ivy. This house, long abandoned and enveloped by the passage of time, held a secret hidden within its walls, an attic that was home to the eerie, the unnatural, and the incomprehensible. Evelyn Hastings, a historian with a penchant for unraveling mysteries of the past, had inherited the house from a distant relative she had never met. Upon discovering her inheritance, she embarked on a journey to explore the roots of her family, little knowing that her curiosity would lead her to a destiny far darker and more harrowing than she could ever have imagined. The house had long been forgotten by the townsfolk, its history lost to the passage of time. Locals whispered tales of strange occurrences and eerie happenings, urging her to stay far away. But Evelyn was undeterred by the warnings, and her curiosity prevailed as she decided to inspect her newfound property. Upon her arrival, the house appeared as if it had been frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture, peeling wallpaper, and creaking floorboards bore witness to years of neglect. The air within was heavy with the weight of memories, some long forgotten, others waiting to be uncovered. After hours of exploration, Evelyn climbed the narrow staircase leading to the attic. There, among forgotten relics and a haze of cobwebs, she discovered a peculiar old camera like none she had ever seen before. The tarnished brass and ornate detailing spoke of another era, and yet it seemed perfectly preserved. As she dusted off the camera, a feeling of unease washed over her, like the first shiver of dread on the cusp of an impending storm. The camera's leather casing felt cold to the touch, and it emitted a faint, unnatural hum. Intrigued by this unusual discovery, Evelyn decided to investigate further. She found an old wooden box containing a stack of photographs, all eerily pristine despite their apparent age. Each photograph bore no image of the past, but depicted scenes that seemed to foretell the future. The first photograph showed a bustling town square, filled with townsfolk she recognized from the nearby village, a place she hadn't visited in years. But the peculiar part was that the photograph was dated a week ahead, and the townsfolk in the image were gathered around a gruesome scene. A lifeless body lay on the cobblestone street, surrounded by an eerie, almost cult-like circle of people. Shaken by this uncanny sight, Evelyn began to understand the camera's power. It captured not the past, but the future, an enigmatic glimpse into events yet to transpire. Evelyn decided to test the camera further. She took pictures of mundane scenes, a ripe apple, the afternoon sun casting dappled shadows on her garden, and her aging cat lounging in a sunbeam. Each picture, when developed, showed the future: a rotting apple, an eerily darkened sky, and her cat's lifeless body, his fur matted with blood. As the camera continued to reveal its secrets, Evelyn became increasingly aware of its malevolent aura. The more pictures she took, the closer she came to an ominous and gruesome fate. Driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge, she resolved to discover the origin of this cursed camera. Rumors had circulated in the nearby town of a reclusive figure who had dabbled in the esoteric, a man whose house lay at the edge of the woods. Evelyn, armed with the photographs and her grandfather's journals, set out on an expedition to unravel the truth. With each step into the heart of the forest, the air grew colder, and shadows seemed to dance among the trees, whispering secrets only the trees could hear. The reclusive figure's house, when she finally arrived, was a decrepit structure standing on the brink of ruin. The forest encroached upon it, as if nature itself sought to reclaim the dwelling from the world of the living. Within the house, Evelyn discovered a chilling tableau of the occult. Ancient tomes, cryptic symbols scrawled on the walls, and a portrait of a man who had clearly dabbled in the darkest realms of the supernatural. The man's name, Jonathan Blackwood, was whispered among the townsfolk as a name that struck fear into the hearts of many. He had been the original owner of the cursed camera, and his obsession with capturing the future had cost him his sanity and his life. As Evelyn delved deeper into Blackwood's journals, she unearthed a horrifying truth. Blackwood had realized the terrible price that the camera exacted. The more pictures one took, the closer they came to a gruesome fate. In a chilling entry, Blackwood described a vision of his own death, captured by the cursed camera. A gruesome deathbed scene, eerily detailed, foretelling the moment he would meet his end. However, he also detailed a ritual, a way to break the curse. The only way to sever the connection between the photographer and the camera was to capture an event from the future and then destroy the camera. Evelyn, faced with the looming specter of her own gruesome demise, resolved to follow in the footsteps of the cursed photographer. Her hands trembled as she aimed the camera out of the broken window, capturing a future she could not yet comprehend. As she developed the photograph, the scene emerged, an image of herself, her body lifeless on the attic floor, surrounded by a sinister circle of figures. Her heart pounded in her chest and her hands trembled. The ritual to break the curse was clear, but it was one fraught with danger. She had to venture into the attic, the very place where she was fated to meet her end and confront her ominous destiny. The attic, when she entered it, was shrouded in eerie silence, and the walls seemed to pulse with the malevolent energy of the camera. The circle of figures from the photograph, now her own chilling doppelgangers, awaited her arrival. With her heart pounding, Evelyn set the camera on a dusty crate. She took a deep breath, attempting to calm the panic that clawed at her throat, and raised the cursed device. As she aimed the lens toward the future, a surreal moment of stillness enveloped her. She captured the image, a vision of the attic, the dark figures surrounding her lifeless body. The moment the photograph was taken, the figures began to stir, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. In a desperate bid to break the curse, Evelyn grabbed the photograph and ripped it to shreds. A shockwave of pain surged through her, and the figures in the attic let out a ghastly wail, their forms dissipating into the gloom. Evelyn was overcome by a sense of disorientation, as though the very fabric of reality had unraveled. The camera lay on the ground, lifeless, its malevolent aura gone. She had done it. She had severed the connection between the camera and her impending doom. But the price had been steep, and she found herself forever altered by the experience. Her world had been touched by the malevolent unknown, and her mind teetered on the precipice of madness. In the years that followed, Evelyn kept the cursed camera locked away in a lead-lined box, hidden from the world. The photographs that remained were a testament to her ordeal, a haunting reminder of the power that had nearly consumed her. She had unlocked the secrets of the camera and escaped the fate that had befallen its previous owner, but she had paid a heavy toll. Her life had been forever altered, and the malevolent force that had lingered within the camera left a mark on her soul. As the years passed, Evelyn withdrew from the world, consumed by an obsession with the unknown and the chilling realms of the supernatural. Her discovery of the cursed camera had opened a door to a darkness that few could comprehend, and she became a recluse, forever haunted by the enigmatic and the eerie. The house where her journey had begun remained a desolate structure, shunned by the townsfolk who whispered of the woman who had unearthed the unspeakable. Evelyn's tale became one of legend, a story passed down through generations, a warning of the dangers that lay hidden within the photographs of the future. The cursed camera, concealed from the world, was a relic of malevolence and despair, forever bound to the woman who had unraveled its mysteries. The echo of her experiences haunted the device, and the future it revealed remained a terrifying enigma. In the end, Evelyn's quest for knowledge had led her to the edge of the abyss, and the path she had chosen had left her forever changed. Her story, a chilling testament to the power of the unknown, would live on in the whispers of those who dared to explore the mysteries of the world beyond.